Welcome back to All POV. Want to get back into this conversation. We were just talking about, the internet. Tashya says it's evil. I already know what her answer is probably going to be. Does anybody here believe the internet is the greatest invention made in the last century?
I think it's the Antichrist.
Maybe the last couple decades, but not century.
Okay.
I don't know. With all the technology, all the things that you've been able to do with the internet, and how many billionaires they've made.
Yeah, we've totally evolved. People don't realize what it was like just 15 years ago. Life wasn't the way that it is now. The way people are just connected.
I mean, it's conveniences not just for like dating or what we're focusing on that, but think about medical records. Think about all the other things that the internet has helped people do, even with wars, with technology, with fight. I mean, it's so much easier, and you have access to so much information. Remember when you went to school, you had to do a book report? You had a typewriter.
My kids definitely got it easy now.
So you can just go right in the comfort of your own home. You can find out
Should
all
it be
this
censored?
information.
It's almost too
definitely.
easy.
But if we're in a free society, part of the things
Freedom ain't free.
Censorship
comes at a price.
of the internet is up to the parent.
I agree.
Yeah,
it should not be censored by the government. You cannot. I mean, that's still free speech.
You mean censorship by the government?
Right. That's what I meant.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. But it's just like, I was watching the news the other day, and they had some guy who wrote a book about how to molest kids.
Look,
see, that kind of
that
stuff
has nothing to
comes
do
at a
with him being a
responsibility.
scum under the foot of a frog. We're not talking about people who are going to use it for a bad thing. I mean,
But that's why you have to. What people do. You could go on the internet and find out how to make a pipe bomb. You could go on the internet and find out how to molest children. Like
I'm not
you
saying.
Want to know, so
but you know
again,
what?
It's a double
It's
edged
just like
sword.
anything in the world.
off.
You know what? The Earth was made by a bunch of asteroids hitting it, and they think that asteroids is what brought life to this planet. But it's the same thing they said that destroyed dinosaurs, and it could be the same thing that take us out as an extinction level event.
So now I got to
It's
be
either
scared
one
of
of
asteroids.
Right. How the hell?
My point.
How we go from
Are the asteroids going to kill the internet? That's my question.
The point being is that it's not that the entity itself is bad. It's how it's used and what becomes of its use. That is what I'm trying to say.
But then that's why you
Then
censor
don't
things.
talk about asteroids.
Why do you censor?
No, because you know what? I had to disagree with you, bro. Because
2012.
that's like somebody saying, you know what? Just because you go to a comedy club and say whatever jokes you say, someone needs to censor parts of your jokes because someone might be offended by what you say.
Exactly.
On the internet, there's gonna be some offensive things. It's a good and the bad, the yin and the yang. You're gonna
Exactly.
get good with the bad and bad with the good.
Exactly.
Your wife might not be able to cook, but she might be able to put it on you.
Yeah.
You got a good and the bad of everything.
That's not what I was saying.
So-
I wasn't. I'm not.
On that note, should everyone have?
I'm not
cooking in the
agreeing.
bedroom? Are you
I'm
cooking
not
in the
agreeing
bedroom?
with
That's all we care
censorship.
about.
All I'm
Is it
saying
getting
is
steamy in?
there may be. I understand why some people feel there's a reason to have it. And just like you basically said the same thing. It's not the entity that's evil, but how people use it. So how do you control
That's
that?
the result. You know what? That has nothing. That's just like trying to say how do you control racists or anything like that. I mean, we can think of 1,000 things that we don't like in our country that's actually
You
allowed.
control it
So
by
does that
turning it
mean
off.
you shouldn't have laws or restrictions or certain
No,
things? You
because
have to have that.
no, because if you want
man
freedom
can't
for
be
what you
trusted
see,
to do it on his own.
but that is saying right then and there that you're saying that freedom should be restricted to only those
All
people
I'm
who think
saying
the way
is
that I
freedom
like.
comes with a responsibility.
Freedom comes with a responsibility that everyone has to know that they need to be responsible for what they say. But
Not
if
everyone does that.
Not everyone does that, but that's part of the society to come in and say, okay, well, this can't be
God
taken
bless
seriously.
America.
But you cannot restrict a person's right. Freedom of choice is what makes the country strong. Freedom of speech is what makes the country strong. If you start to criticize the government on something, I mean, up until 2008, how many African Americans here actually liked the U.S. government and say it was my favorite thing in the world? Not that we do now.
A lot of people did. I think people always
God
understood
bless
that.
America.
I did, look, hey, so everybody talking about, oh, well, we can send you back to Africa. I don't want to go back.
If you were elected to a black
I'm cool.
president, people always understood that this was a
be right
great
here.
country, even though it's not perfect.
No, this has always been a great country, but what made this country great was that it evolved, and the evolution only happens with free will.
But this is not the only place that has evolved.
No, things are starting to evolve
What are we
elsewhere
talking
because
about?
I want to
First it was an asteroid, then we talked about the
I think the asteroid destroyed our conversation.
I think
Okay,
so.
anyway.
Trying to call it the cliff. Like
Anyway, I want to thank y'all for coming up here. Larry, where you going to be, man?
I'm doing the show at the 5 Seasons with a brilliant poet called Dirt Church. It's in Baltimore. It's at 5 Seasons, 830 Guilford Avenue.
Okay. All right, Rocky, what's going on with you, man?
Hey, we're on every Saturday from 1 to 5, Sundays 1 to 5. Sometimes we're on during the week on 106.7 The Fan. Check us out on Twitter at Kevin and Rock, or you can check our Facebook page out at Kevin and Rock Radio. And everything you email us, we'll respond. You Facebook us, we'll respond. Twitter us, we'll respond.
Great. Tasha?
She'll be on.
I'm gonna be on Match.com, so.
If you have a
Great,
crush on
Tasha.
Tasha, this is your chance. Lie.
Say
Kwana,
that you're 6'3" or taller.
And Valtrex.
Kwana, I want to thank you for being here. You want to say anything? Do you have anything special going on? Any groups that you want to plug? Or any shout outs?
Shout out to y'all for letting me sit here today.
Okay.
Thank
I
you.
mean, you
Give
know,
a round of applause for my panel, please.
All me. Juices and berries.
All right. And now we're going to right to the part of the show that I get to say my final thought, Christian views. Look, the internet, 15 years ago, everybody was saying that it was just going to be a fad, that there was nothing on it. It used to be everything on the internet free. You could get a free email. You could even get phone calls on the internet. Everything was like, oh, really spectacular. Dating started to come in. Internet shopping started to come in. And everybody saw this as an actual new dimension in doing life's work. Now, having said that, we all know life is messy. Life is one of those things that you're going to have good and bad, as Rocky said. But the thing about life is that you make your choices for yourself. That's the same thing for the internet. You choose how to use it. You choose whether it'll be good for you or bad for you. If you're going to go online and date, be smart about it. If you're going to go online and try to find new friends, be smart about it. If you're not going to think in regular life, what makes you think the internet's going to make you any smarter? The internet is just a tool. Don't you be the tool using the tool. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. I'm Vic Christian. See you next time on A.P.O.V. with Vic Christian.
Damn, yo, you was deeper than Jerry Springer.